All right, guys, it's that time again. Welcome back to another Two Tamers Talk. Me and my guy Jeff over here.
What's up?
Hey, we're back with some more Digimon fun stuff. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. We had a terrific weekend
We did.
hosted by the Grandmaster host himself, Jesse here.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Guys, if you haven't already seen the Ancient Wisemon video that was posted Wednesday, definitely come check it out. One of my favorite level 6s. We had a brand new feature on the channel. Jordan did a kick-ass job. I mean, he's been a great member of our community for a long time.
One of the OGs.
One of the 4 original at the Wayward location that we kind of started this scene at.
Yeah.
So we were super excited to have him on channel, and there was no reason why we didn't have him on sooner. It's just you finally had an excuse. Your wife is out of town. We were able to have a nice house party, and we nerded out, and we got a bunch of people on camera. So not only do we have him on the channel, we have a couple other, at least one other brand new face. Yep. So we're very, very excited to have all of them. And for those that in our local scene that are watching this, you'll get on here. Do not worry. Guys, I know this is hard to say because we have terrific fans. All of you guys are incredible. We love doing this. Not just for us, but for you guys. But you could almost say that like our community of local players and the team that we get to come do these videos on the channel are almost better than the fans. Come on. Yeah, it's close. It's close.
And if we're talking, for real, for real talk, I just bribed everyone to come over and hang out and play because I needed content. I wanted everyone's decks.
We got to test.
I was like, I'll come over. I'll buy pizza. We'll play test, and then like Jeff would just sneak them.
I'd be like, hey, you come with me. Like
yeah.
Well, it's hard because like we talk about. Well, you and I work, first of all, completely different schedules.
Yeah.
And then everybody else works different schedules. And we have so many different people that we want to feature. And we got tons of cool segments in the noggin where we're brainstorming, figuring out how to do the logistics of. And we're going to get there because we have some crazy, awesome members of the community that of all sorts. We got the top meta players. We got some crazy people who are good with lore, everything in between, so... Great community. I love it here.
Yeah, it was a blast. We got a lot of good decks recorded, so I think we have deck profiles. I think probably for the next couple of weeks they're all fun. They're all really competitive, and I mean, guys, this is a fun format.
It is.
This is such a crazy format that everyone at our locals today.
Yeah.
How many do we have?
26.
26.
Yeah,
it was a new
record.
It was a new record.
Us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have we had a pre-release that big?
Maybe 24.
Once? I think 24.
24 back to back was a kind of our big pre-release. But yeah, we had 26 people show up just to play Digimon on a Wednesday night.
We have to give one last huge shout out to Joe.
Yep.
Joe, if you're watching this is a shout out to you. Cheers.
Great host. Yep.
You went out of your way to get everybody that you could out of the works that hasn't been there in a couple weeks.
Yep.
And this is also a shout out to all those people that we haven't seen in a couple weeks that we've been missing a lot. So thank you guys so much for coming and keep it going. We're going to keep this going. We're going to keep cruising along, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. How'd you do?
I did horrible.
Oh no.
Holy crap. I did horrible. So, I was like, you know what? It's time to play meta. So I brought hunters and, every one of my games was like tooth and nail, but I think it was just one of those nights where one thing went in favor of my opponent, like each round, which I'm not making excuses, right? That happens in a very competitive meta scene. 26 players, everybody bringing their A game. I feel really happy though about my hunters list.
Yeah.
The list did so much work. I was able to solidify why I play all the cards that I play. And it was probably a combination of a little bit of rust / just my opponents outplaying me like crazy. So I'm very happy with the way the deck's built. I know I went 1-3 for the night, but I'm still happy that every game went.
Yeah, that was a crazy night because when you play against 26 players, especially, I don't know what your meta looks like, but our meta, when 26 players show up, you have the biggest variety of decks that you've ever seen in your life.
Yes.
You might be in you went to California a couple times.
Every time I go to California,
it's like meta, right?
Yeah.
Not here. Here, it's a very huge mixture, and you don't know how do you tech your hunter's deck against Diaboromon?
Well, what was crazy was how well my deck was teched against D-Reaper.
Oh, yeah, you played D-Reaper.
So round one, I played D-Reaper against opponent, and I was really excited to see D-Reaper come back. I think D-Reaper makes a lot of sense in certain regards to the meta. Like Beelzemon targets specific levels for its deletion, and Quartz can't suspend the mother, but, at the same time, Quartz stops the Reaper. So it's like, there's give and take, right? So I do think D-Reaper's an interesting choice, and I was happy to play against it. But the yellow tamer, Aru, whatever the yellow hunter's tamer is, she would pop a searcher.
Oh, that's right.
So then I was like, okay, that's like when I put her in the deck, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to pop a searcher of D-Reaper with this,
you don't expect you're going to play against
right? It was kind of more geared towards the Impmon stuff or like searchers in general, but it like not mother searchers, but like other generic searchers like Agumon, Gabumon, whatever. But it ended up working really well. But no, you're right. How do you tech against Diaboromon? I played Diaboromon in the finals, Red Hybrid.
You played Diaboromon and D-Reaper in a BT 12
format. And the Diaboromon list was really interesting because they took full advantage of the Mamimon and the Gigimon from BT11. So, and it was almost like who got Quartz out first.
Yeah.
And then trying to deal with Quartz, right? Yeah. So it was very, very interesting. It was a crazy fun night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I took my new tech deck. Yeah. I did okay. I went 2-1-1.
You tied, yeah.
Yeah, so I took my brand new Venusmon kind of baby out to pasture, and it was fun. It was really fun. So I realized in a lot of our testing over the past couple formats that I can never remember what this card does.
Yes,
the Venusmon.
Venusmon is so hard to remember.
I was like, I just have to play it. Right, I have to figure it out.
That's great logic.
Not only that, but I realized it mostly in pre-release because when we were playing in pre-release, I saw this Gokumon, and I'm like, you can play a level 5 for 3 as long as they have a security attack modifier. I have to make this work. When you see when you find those cards that just appeal to your heart
in pre-release.
Yeah.
You guys are going to give me so much crap, but you guys don't understand. This is an inside joke we have, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody loves making fun of me that I always say playing in pre-release makes you a better player.
Yep.
And it's because of what, Jesse? Because of this. Because
you play cards that you would not normally play.
Yes.
I would have looked over this card 1,000 times. But the fact that you get to hard play it for 3, and then you have level 5 on the board. So you can, and it does all the things that you need it to do. Yes. So we can get into that later.
But just to clarify, guys, I'm all for you guys making fun of me and letting me know how I keep repeating the same joke over and over again. So
it does make you a better Digimon.
It does make you a better Digimon player, but sorry.
You're fine. But I had a lot of fun tonight. Venusmon controls like no other, and it is so much fun. It does end up going long sometimes because you have to keep repeating to your opponent what can't Digivolve, or it can Digivolve, but you don't get the effects, and what can't. Doesn't get the win attack.
Turntables have turned.
Yeah, I've been Venusmon so many times that I'm like, I have to build.
And you always ask him what it does, right? And you can I read the card? Can I read the card?
Yep. Now I'm an expert at what Venusmon does. So if someone plays it against me, I know how screwed I am. So I'm not as worried about it.
Yeah.
But I love Lamp.
I love Lamp, yes.
Lampmon is a great component. I swung for a bunch of checks today with Lampmon. Stay tuned for the deck profile.
When does that drop?
Soon. It'll be up soon. We have so many deck profiles in the queue that I can't tell you. Within the next week or so, you'll see the Venusmon deck profile. It was a fun locals. I was really happy to take this deck out, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
26 people. It was just like, it was almost like, how many conversations can you have,
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah. I loved it. I can't wait to keep up that same energy week after week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so last week I played Jessmon, and we talked about it quite a bit, right?
We did, yes.
And I feel like the Bandai gods listen to me, right?
It's because they're huge subscribers to our podcast.
Oh, they have to be.
They listen every single week, again, repeating the same joke. And what'd they do?
They gave us our store championship promos, and in their true random Bandai fashion.
Yeah, not random. They've listened to our podcast.
Yeah, they have to. They're like, hey, remember Jessmon? Here's a bunch of gold Sistermons. You're like, that's not even a relevant like quote unquote meta relevant. The last thing they gave us was the Huckmons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we get new stuff in BT13, but that's not in North America. That's not for another like until July, August, something like that. So it's crazy that they're like store promos are going to be the Sistermon CLs and the Sistermon.
And it's like the wrong CL too.
No, you get both.
You get, well, there's three.
The winner,
there's
the
three,
winner
right?
is the the winner is the it's all the BT6 ones.
Yeah.
It's the BT6 ones, and then there's the BT10, the one that.
But not the one in the starter deck.
Yes. No. The BT10 one. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a CL on the Jessamon starter deck?
Yes, but that was
But that one doesn't have an alt art.
It does not.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, why
but
did
neither
Bandai...
does the BT10.
I guess you're... No, BT10 I thought did. You're right? It doesn't? Okay,
it doesn't. No. The BT10 is the good one that lets you digivolve and play it. So you do get that
I was
one.
thinking BT10 had an alt art.
But that's not the winner. The winner is the BT6 gain of memory
random
plus 2K.
choice that already had an alt art. Like, Bandai needs to take advantage of these situations and like, hey, let's give one that doesn't have an alt art, right?
Yeah.
You know, so...
So they just golded it out, which I don't know if I like because I'm such a fan.
Either. Yeah,
I'm such a fan of the Sistermon Blanc and the CL from BT6.
Yeah, those cards were some of the best alt arts in the game still to this day.
Yeah, it was the first set to give us textures on alt arts.
That's right.
So I don't know. I'm happy that I finally get like a gold alt art of the CL, the BT10 one, because you definitely play 2 or 3 of that in the deck.
Yeah.
But come on, like we love it. Like if you haven't seen them, like here they are. Like so, they're beautiful alt arts. I can't wait. Honestly, I'm more curious to see if they texture them out or not.
Yes, because that I think will make a difference, right?
Because like we talked about earlier, a couple podcasts ago, the store champs don't get you Nats invites. So So how do you justify that?
How do you justify going to store champs anymore? You know, like
especially if CLs and Blancs are your if you're not a Jessamon player and that's your reward for winning store champs, like is there a lot of incentive? Because we talked about it before where we had with store champs when we had the Nats invites, we had people traveling from like states away because they wanted to play in multiple store champs because they wanted to get that invite,
get the
right?
invite to Nats.
But are people really going to travel that far just to get a Sistermon CL?
No, absolutely. That's a great point. I mean, like, I feel like with these tournaments, you kind of have 2 primary, I'll say 3 with the third being an asterisk next to it because you probably get the obscure people like you and me that play in a store championship. But generally, people play in store championships for a chance to move on to the next stage, right? Like moving on to Nats or monetary value. Right? What can I get for winning and how can I sell it? And can that finance the rest of my Digimon playing for however long? And then, you know, I guess the third reason, and a lot of our community is this way too. So it's not just Jesse and I, where we care about playing in competitive environments and we just have fun playing. Right. So it's such a tough call because I'm worried that store championship numbers are going to be down because of the price. Not because just because of the prize support, but also because of the fact you don't get a Nats invite.
I think so. I think that store champs are going to be closer to pre-release events.
Yeah, it's going to be like, you know, nobody's going to want to pay $40 to play in a normal locals.
Yeah.
That just gets a gold CLmon or gold, you know, Sistermon CL.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, so I don't know
what the price is going to be. The pricing is interesting because there's like the participation and then I think the top four get the same thing, but it has a top 4 stamp on it.
Yeah.
And then there's the winner that's the CL.
Yeah.
But there's a CL in all of those. It's weird.
I think we were talking about this at our locals last night about why Store Champs no longer has invites, and people were mentioning the fact that, you know, you could go to a small area that has 8 people, 4 people show up at a locals, win a Store Championships. Now you go to Nats and you have just as much pull as somebody playing at a 40-man Store Championship winning, right? And now you're one of 2,200 people at Nats. Then you also have to think, like, how overburdened were they at that convention center in Los Angeles or the hotel, wherever they played? I think it was a convention center. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's
point
like
worth noting is, the minimum was 8. So
you
only got your invite, but there had to be, like you said, 8 people playing.
Yeah. So 8
and
people.
we had 26 just at locals. So I have a feeling if there were still Nats invites involved, we would probably have 40 plus.
We could have 40 people playing a store championships, but it's like, that's like you said, doing the circuit of like, which store champ can I win, right? Yeah. But if you play in a tournament with 8 people, you're going to beat Diaboromon, you're going to beat somebody's Shoutmon tribal that they're really passionate about. And this is not a narc on anybody specific, I promise.
Yeah.
But it's like you go to a 40-man event, you got to play against the top Black War Gray, Trop Cross area players, top security control players of your region.
Yeah.
Right. And now all of a sudden it's like, why are they going to do that if there's no invite to Nats? So I think Bandai needs to keep the numbers the same for Nats. I think that's a good sign of healthy growth in the game, having 2,200 players that want to play this game and having the Digimon exhibits. And we were talking about this in the past about how we would love to go, even if we don't have an invite, just to go see all the Digimon related stuff.
And do the side events.
And do the side events and stuff like that. Like it should be a Digimon day, a Digimon festival, whatever, a big grand event. But it's like, if they were so overburdened by 2,200 people, how are they going to grow the game? How are they going to continue the franchise, right?
And I think a big part of it, too, is that, I mean, we talked about it before, but they need to do more regionals if that's going to be the case. But
absolutely.
More specifically, they need to do more in-person regionals, because I think right now there's one a month if they're not doing Ultimate Cup, because that trumps all the regionals, right? Yeah. So there's one a month of the non-online, so only one in person a month. And I think usually they're like Texas or like Midwest, somewhere in there, Chicago, I think. So being in the Northwest, we don't have an opportunity to participate. If it was anywhere on the West Coast, like, I think we would probably make the drive and figure it out.
Yeah, we'd figure it out, right? If it was anywhere driving distance.
Also, if you look at the attendance and stuff, the online sell out within like 18 minutes.
Oh, like, no, if not, less than that.
Less than that.
Top, 5 minutes. I remember the last time they announced the big tournament, I tried to sign up, and I was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes in, and I didn't get a seat.
Yeah.
And it's not just Digimon. It's like any game right now, like One Piece. One Piece was horrendous about trying to get into any of their events.
Yeah.
It's like multiple invites. They all sold out within minutes of each other, and it's like, that's not going to be sustainable. Having an in-person regionals, like you said. Pokemon's got it figured out.
Yeah.
Pokemon, I think it was 1 or 2 weekends ago, just had a huge tournament in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And Jacob, friend of other channels, and Blaine, another friend of the channels, both went and played. And they were able to have that no issue, right?
Yeah,
and
like
it wasn't
a couple weeks before that, there was one in Seattle.
Yeah.
Like, they're just all over the place.
So why can't Digimon have that? Why can't Bandai support that as well? So these are the hard, hitting questions, Bandai, since you're watching, answer.
Well, and that's the other thing, too, is so Bandai can't use the excuse that nobody wants to do it, because literally the shop owner from our locals has reached out to Bandai multiple times saying, I'll put up the money for the space. All you have to do is, and I'll staff it. Yep. I will do all the things.
I'll do everything.
But all you have to do is just make it a official, bona fide event.
Yep.
And got shot down. So Bandai is intentional in what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're literally saying, like, well, we're going to stick with PPG and core TCG and these ones, but they need to extend a little bit more trust and open it up, I think, to more shops that are willing to host these big events, so we can have more diversified locals, so it can,
I almost wonder if the Bandai Digimon card game department, because Bandai has so many things going on. They do so many franchises, so many things. I wonder if they're just like kind of sticking with the status quo and not looking for change, because they're kind of just milking us right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of feels like that, where it's like, well, this has been what we've been done since the beginning. Why would we change it? If it's working, we're making X amount of dollars on this, right? Why change it?
Well, I saw an interesting post online. It was in a Facebook group, and it kind of resonated and made a lot of sense, where someone was like, they're talking about how when Bandai started the Digimon card game, at least this iteration, they were kind of in this 2-year cycle where they expected games to exist for 2 years and then kind of either fizzle out, or people would find another one, right? Like, or they would make another one. Like, they made Dragon Ball, and then started to lose a little bit of popularity. They made Digimon, and I think that they started the ball rolling on Battle Spirits probably like a year into Digimon. I mean, there was the whole pandemic and stuff like that. But I think that Digimon didn't fall off.
Oh, no.
It's only gotten crazier. So now, and that's kind of where some of the discussion with the ace cards and stuff like that comes in, where they can't just drop this game because it's making them so much money.
Yeah.
Because it's only getting more popular in the United States, and people are only loving the game more, you and I included.
Yep. And all of our, tremendous fans.
Yes. So they're having to adapt, and they're having to switch their 2-year plan, extend it out, and that's why they're giving us like a year of development at a time. Like, they never gave us a year of development before. They're just like, oh, well, just pay attention to the Japanese sets.
Yep.
But now we get a year of development at a time, so people are like, oh, cool, this game. They're investing at least a year at a time in. But you can tell that they've had to adapt.
Oh, yeah.
Based on what they've released, their promos and all that stuff. They're definitely doing something that's a little bit different now.
Well, Bandai has the rights to so many different intellectual properties and franchises, right? Where they really are like the leaders. Like, if you want to buy a Dragon Ball figure, right? It's Bandai has the rights to that. If you want to buy a lot of anime figures, Bandai has the rights to most of them. So they have their shoes in so many different, or whatever the saying is. They had
eggs in a lot of baskets.
They're putting eggs everywhere, right? Digitama everywhere, right? So then I think, like you said, when they're talking about one individual franchise with Digimon, right? They were kind of thinking like, okay, let's just grow the Digimon franchise a little bit, right? But Digimon has a very loyal fan base.
Yeah.
And I think Digimon has just been underrepresented, the entire time it's been around.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get that support Pokemon got in the beginning. I still think Digimon could have been bigger than Pokemon had it been given the same attention.
Yeah.
All right. It's a way cooler concept.
Well, I mean, I'm proof concept of that.
That's true.
I am someone that never watched any of the anime. I still really haven't. Like, I am not.
You're not going to either, probably.
No, I'm not a Digimon fan, but I am a card game fan.
Yeah.
And I think that is the core. I mean, I'm not me, but my philosophy on it. The fact that it drew me in is the core of why this game is so successful. And I've met a lot of people, not just at our locals, but online, people that messaged and said, hey, I don't know anything about this,
but I like
either anime or they'll call it a cartoon.
Yeah, which is fair. I get it.
Which is fine. But they're like, but the memory system's amazing. I love the battling. I love all the mechanics of the game. And that's what drew me into the game. That and the fact that there's the collectability of it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that I think Bandai really I think that they started.
Didn't prepare this because it's like so. Okay, this came from Chrono Clash. So you gave a Digimon history lesson with where the first texture alt-art game is. I'm going to provide a history lesson of where the memory system game. Bandai created a system called Chrono Clash. For those of you who don't know, it was a game. God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. 4 or 5 years ago, I still have some in my office, and it was like a Naruto. There was even a Godzilla one where it had the memory system and a lot of the same keywords and a lot of the same concepts. And that was I don't want to say a proof of concept, but the idea was like a deck building game in one box. Instead of buying packs like you do now and boxes individual, you would go store, you'd buy one box, and you'd buy expansions like you would at a board game store for whatever your favorite board games are. Right, and that was called Chrono Clash. And that idea of the Chrono Clash system it's the same idea. It's just you have these different franchises you can play it across Bandai's rights. So then somehow it turned into the Digimon card game, and it's absolutely a tremendous way to play the game, a card game in general. The resource system is incredibly unique. Everything about it is super cool because I think a lot of people like that in Pokemon, where you can evolve and kind of make a bigger monster. But it fits naturally with Digimon because Digimon from the beginning have been kind of not linear evolutions, right? Ever since the very first V-Pet, your Digimon could turn into a completely different level 4 champion level than you were expecting based on situations. Then Digimon World 1, it was all based on the stats, and you had a huge tree that you could go into. And I think Bandai might be starting to really trying to capitalize on those key things that Digimon do, because the Digimon 2020 anime and Digimon Ghost game all had alternate evolutions introduced. It was like the first time in an anime where it wasn't Agumon to Greymon to Metal Grey to Wargrey, and whatever the protagonist was of the series, they had a linear line. Now you have alternate routes and cool different lores and stories and taking advantage of those moments. So I think that Digimon will have a strong future for sure.
Yeah.
Because, what was it, 2-3 podcasts, maybe 4 podcast episodes ago where we talked about the top ranked TCGs.
Oh yeah,
right now,
yeah.
that was a fun segment.
Yeah, yeah.
They hit number 4.
Yeah, Digimon's
I mean,
growing,
they're right underneath
sure.
Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh. What more can you ask for a relatively new card game?
Yeah,
and
very
Bandai,
new.
that's
one that was born during the pandemic.
One that was born, and it's not like they're one company that specializes in one franchise. Like the Pokemon company literally just does Pokemon.
Yeah,
they have the games and the cards and all that stuff, but Bandai's got its hand in everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's very impressive.
Yeah, I agree, and you can tell that they're only trying to push things forward and kind of like even updating older stuff, which is kind of jumps into the next segment, because we were talking about the reveals, and so we pay attention to not just the English reveals, but there was the Japanese reveals, because I think we're on Tamer Battle Pack like 5 or 6, whatever. Well, I think Tamer Battle Pack 18 or 19 for Japan was revealed, and we'll jump into it, and you can see it down below. So we have like the Mamemon, the one I use in Diaboromon, right? The new one.
Yeah.
So we were looking at it, and you can tell that they're evolving how they're doing their Digivolution.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're bringing up this point. Okay,
yeah. So if you look below, before you would have, even on the Quartzmon, like look at the Quartzmon. It's got Digivolve for 6 on a level 6 white, black, and green.
Yep.
Right?
3 different colors.
3 different colors. Takes up a ton of space on the card.
I don't mind it, though.
Now they're just cutting the color wheel in half. I'll be curious to see if they cut it into
for
thirds.
3, right?
Can they cut it into thirds, you think?
And I'm also curious to see if that's going to be just that one Mamemon or the cards in this set. But the Bandai's usually pretty consistent about their system, right? Yeah. So now BT14, they gave us the color wheel with the little functions of
the chunks taken
out to show for me, I guess for colorblind, we don't know what it's actually for. Probably, right? We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then now you have it divided in half with 2 chunks taken out for the Mamemon. And you're like, okay. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I feel about it, especially like, let's say in the future there's a blue and a purple. There's going to be too close together.
Yeah.
And the color is going to be hard to see unless maybe you're in person. Maybe it would be a lot better.
Well, I mean, we already have the rainbow on Susanomon.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Because, I don't know. Because what are they going to do? Like, every color on the side there? That would have taken up half the card.
It would have been so cool.
It would have been like an EX1 card where you hate the name going down the side.
Yeah.
But then instead they're colors, right? So.
Oh man, it's been an interesting week with reveals, and I mean, we're still pretty fresh into BT 12.
Yeah,
It's interesting to see the impact that Quartzmon is having.
Oh, Quartzmon's having a huge impact. It's crazy how much. I think it's going to change the meta and bring back cards in a certain way.
Oh, you mean like Diaboromon? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, not just
we saw Diaboromon.
Like, it's funny that Death X gets introduced in BT 9, and people are still not talking about playing Gaia Force and removal for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yes, obviously it's a powerful card. It needs removal. You got to have removal to get rid of it. But Quartzmon comes out of the woodworks, and everyone's like, nope, that's it. Gaia Force going back in.
Well, I think that's because, I mean, there's a huge difference between those two cards. Like Death X, it's catastrophic when it comes out, right?
Yes.
Because it plays for cheap. It's a level 7. It's crazy. But at the same time, like, to deal with it, you can either play like a 3-cost rookie that's going to die at the end of your turn, or you can overreact and be like, 8 Gaia Force, and then their deck gets to do whatever it does with 1,000,000 memory, right?
Yep.
Or Quartzmon, like, you pretty much have to kill that thing or de-digivolve it. Just you have to get rid of it, because otherwise you can't attack and you just can't win the game. It's a little bit different than just losing your lowest play cost Digimon at the end of your turn.
Yeah, I've had Death X that'll be devastating to me though, where I just I keep getting, especially when I'm playing a highly skilled player that knows I don't have a memory setter out, and they're purposely memory choking me to where the only thing I can play is like a level 4 and give them 5 just for it to die.
Yeah.
So then I'll be like, pass, and give them 3. Whereas, like, with the Quartz, they'll suspend it, and but it doesn't mean they can swing into that turn.
I think the biggest difference is the Tamer interaction, because there are so many Tamers that need to suspend, and the fact that you can't use them, you know, and the fact that it gains all the memory back, and it trashes your security. Like, it's so much more menacing than Death X.
Yeah.
Once Death X is on the board, it's an option card at the end of your opponent's, or at the end of your turn. And it's a 15k vanilla that swings. That's really all it does.
I'll just never forget the 1.0 meta when BT1 Omni were the top decks.
Yeah.
Red and blue, and that's it. And that was the only level 7 we had at the time. And you got those out, and you were menacing, and you were really strong, and now look where we've come. Like it's crazy.
How the
tables have turned into a table.
Yeah, it's crazy. But we did have a lot of fun this week, and let's talk about cards of the week. We have to jump into it because I'm curious to see what yours are.
God, I played so many good cards this week. It was so hard.
So is your card of the week one you're playing against, or one that you played?
My card of the week is going to be a Rusher Dramon Superior Mode. I just think
you mean better Bagramon.
Better Bagramon. I mean, like that card is so much fun. It's crazy how strong it is. The whole Hunter setup is really nice, and it's like I was torn right between the Arrestor Dramon, between the Yellow Tamer, because it did a lot of work for me on Wednesday. But ultimately, I decided the Superior Mode because the Superior Mode end of attack is just broken.
Insane.
So for those of you who don't know, end of turn. Yeah. Excuse me. For those of you who don't know what the card does, Arrestor Dramon Superior Mode, when digivolving, you may tuck a level 3 underneath a Digimon or a Tamer. Then add 1 to the level for each color Tamer that you have on the field. That's why my Hunters list, which will be out soon, it's filmed, ready to go, plays 5 different colors, so that way I can use that as my main source of removal in the deck and kind of focus along with what the rest of Hunters is doing. But so that's really powerful removal. It's very hard to get around that, right? Like Wargrey X can't get around that.
Oh, there's
Black
nothing
Wargrey can't
that
get
really
around
gets
that.
Around it, yeah.
You know, I mean, guess what does get around it?
What?
D-Reaper.
Oh, yeah. Not effective.
I was struggling to get rid of a Gatekeeper because it's not a level.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a unique tech that was pretty fun. But other than that, the card was killer. End of turn, being able to attack. Like, why did they give that card that ability as well?
Yeah.
So you clear the security, and then you just have an end of turn. You just swing for a game without even going into a Blitz Omni. So crazy powerful card. That's my card of the week, and it's a cool purple dragon. So what more can I ask for?
It's a really good card. You ready for mine?
I am.
I already spoiled it. It's Gokumon. Like that card is insane. It is my new Mega Zoo card of the year. It is so much fun. Being able to play a level 5 with an crazy inheritable. So security attack -1 for your opponent when you swing with it. It just fits so well into the Venusmon line.
Oh yeah.
It loves Lamp.
It loves Lamp.
So
do we.
It's so good. Just being able to play level 5s, it feels like kind of like a new Lord Knight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to play it for free, but 3 feels like free for level 5.
Yeah.
That's going to be I will have a shirt that says 3 feels like free. You know what I mean?
Mine will be it makes you a better player.
There you go. Yeah. But it is so good in the deck, and I think it could be good in multiple purple decks depending on like how the meta shifts. Like if you end up playing against, like if we get into like another crazy Wargrey format, like, you know, Bandai likes to give us every 3 or 4 sets. They're like, here's the best card in the set. Guess what? It's a Wargrey.
It's a Wargrey.
But anytime your opponent has security tech bonuses, you're able to play that for 3. So I was able to play it against, I played it against Imperial, purple red Imperial.
Yeah, where they get the security tech.
And they always have security, like they just have it. And so you're able to hard cast this for 3, and you have the tie, so you're still your turn. So you're able to go into your 6 on your turn, right at the start of your turn.
That card just makes me think about better deck building practices, right? Because one of the guys on our channel, Ryan, he's always killer at this. It feels like he always has an answer to everything.
Yeah.
Where he just has, like, the reason why he put this level 4 in his deck that nobody else plays is because it's an answer to this, and the reason why he plays this Tamers, right? That's what this makes me think of with Goku.
You tech for everything.
Where you just have a tech for a lot of stuff. And you know what? Against the matchups that don't gain security attack +1, you got, you know, a whole rest of the deck.
Yeah.
That you have really done a good job of teching. No, I don't want to say teching. That's not the right word because it's more than a tech. Yeah. Like constructing the whole deck for.
To do that thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. That was so strong tonight. It's so much fun. I can't wait to build it into other decks, but it just fits so well into Venusmon. I'm literally... Jeff.
Yes.
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
I haven't said Sakuyamon yet.
You made it.
I only said it like 35 times during the locals today. But I've been consciously trying not to say Sakuyamon.
Yeah, well, part of learning what Venusmon is to learn its name.
Yes, Venusmon. So I've been doing well.
Next, we're gonna quiz you. Stay tuned. We're gonna quiz Jesse who the Olympus 12 are. So.
Oh, I don't think I have 12. Is there 12 of them?
Yeah.
There's not 12 cards, is there?
No, there's not 12 cards, but there's 12 Olympus.
Got Marsmon.
Yeah, okay, you're learning. You're learning. Venus. Yep.
That's as far as I got so far. Hold on.
You got a 6 of them. I'm happy with that.
We have 6 of them?
No, you got a 6 of them.
Oh, I have a fraction.
You have a fraction. 2/12 reduced, is 1/6. So math lesson and a history lesson.
So what are the rest of them? You got them all?
Okay, let's see. So Venus, Mars, the ones you already said.
Yeah.
Titanmon.
Oh, okay.
Apollomon.
I don't know that one.
I think Titanmon's on Olympus 12. Apollomon, I already said. Dianamon. Junomon, who we have in this.
We have that.
The purple yellow starter deck.
Yep. You can play that in Masty.
Man, I'm gonna blank on them too. This is what I get for putting Jesse on the spot, guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna blank on them
that's what
too.
I'm talking about.
Ah, shoot.
I saw a couple more of them, I think. We have
Why can't I remember?
All right, jump down in the comments, guys. We're not gonna play this out all night, but jump down in the comments. Give us the list.
That's my homework too.
He's gonna remember as soon as I
next
stop
week.
recording,
Jesse, first thing on the next episode is gonna quiz me on who the 12 Olympus 12 are.
You quiz me, I'll learn.
Okay.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. We got crazy deck profiles coming from all angles of some of our great friends here at the channel.
Yes.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Sweet. Thank you.
Time.